Hey guys, it's Lucid. Welcome back. Yeah, it's turn 81. We are playing Early Age Yomi, and I think this is the last episode. So let's get into it. Here we go. So a message from Yomi. I didn't show you outgoing diplomacy, but I sent a message out to the world saying, prostrate yourselves before your new leaders. Work is to be banned. All of your possessions now belong to monkeys and oni. Your very persons are now the playthings of demons. Ascension is at hand. So the purpose of this is I just want to let everybody know that we're getting close to winning, and if anybody has anything they want to do to stop us, I want them to feel like they have at least a couple turns to try. You know? Which if I were going for like a sneaky throne rush, then we would do it, but that's not really what I wouldn't do this, but we're not going for a sneaky throne rush. We're trying to conquer Calisa, and I think we have a pretty firm defensive grasp on the rest of our territory. Anyway, so we're putting that out there. We also got the, what was this? The Throne of Knowledge? I don't remember that one. Wait, where the hell is the Throne of Knowledge? That's the Throne of Life. Wait. Where's the Throne of Knowledge? I don't think this tells you... Was that this one? No. Was there a throne we missed? Or was this the Throne of Knowledge? No, that's the Outer Throne. It's possible the Throne of Knowledge was on this planet and we hadn't claimed it yet. The Iron Throne. Let me see the hotkey for thrones so that we can flash it. Okay. The hotkey is 5, so if I rapidly hit 5, it will make all of the thrones flash. Is this the Throne of Knowledge? It's the Throne of the Moon. Throne of Knowledge. Clearly a throne I do not possess at the moment. The Throne of Death, we might not have... No, we did claim that. I'm kind of very perplexed by this. Oh, that's this one. Oh wait, so Lanka got... Okay. So Lanka got the Throne of Knowledge. Well, I think that's part of the events of the... What? He must have gotten it last turn. I wonder if I, like, skipped a turn or something. Because I thought he was sieging that down. Let me go back. Let's check turn 80. It could be I'm one turn ahead. Okay, yeah, we skipped ahead. Anyway. A message has arrived from Lanka. To all lesser mortal nations, the monkey demons of Lanka wish to remind everyone that we will only ever defend ourselves against unprovoked and unjust aggression. The war against Abyssia and Rus was perhaps due to some misunderstandings regarding sneaking thugs, but they did attack us first, and we can all agree that Abyssia was a bit annoying. He was the guy doing the elf stuff. You could also possibly discount for Moria, Agartha, Hinam, and Zabalba, since we did attack them first, but hey, they had stuff that we wanted, and if we didn't attack them, then somebody else would. There also might have been some pointed disputes with Jotunheim, but not a real conflict. So you all clearly see that we demons were not the aggressors here. Surrender to your demon overlords, and hundreds of virgins can be spared every month. A very funny message. So this is the turn before what I was just reading. So anyway, you can see that we are trying to provoke anybody who hasn't attacked us into going ahead and doing it. We've claimed the Throne of Misfortune. I forget, I think that's the one on Agartha. That's the outer throne. Throne of Misfortune then is probably this one. Yeah, okay. So we claim that one. Flames from the Sky killed 26 units. Again, a fair number of those are probably mages. We cast Iron Walls. A bunch of battles. We'll zip through these. Okay, Dione gets murdered by army. Always worth watching. Now, who is this? What brave Dione is this? This is Rick Khan. And he's got some freaking gear on him, too, I tell you. Okay, so this is a spell we haven't seen yet. And this is a spell that will just ruin Lanka and myself. And I had no idea how strong it was until now. It's a demon cleansing, so you'll see what happens. Now, we are getting all of our shit off, which is going to make this guy a very good super combatant. Meanwhile, they're doing divine channeling, time stop, blah, 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 blah. Right, casting a bunch of shit. Or like, oh, you're doing, like, sylphs at us, we don't care, we have shock resistance. Meanwhile, our buffing script is going off, we've got Temper Flesh. Do we have Phoenix Pyre? Not yet, but Phoenix Pyre is like me on Dione. It goes off after they switch forms, and they're gonna just die again a second time. There's better stuff to script, but, what I do not appreciate is how good demonic cleansing is, and we're about to see it. Okay, look, we're getting the shit kicked out of us, and I'm like, how the hell are we getting the shit kicked out of us so badly? And okay, anyway, I need to actually show you the damage calculations. Like, we should, if you look at these guys, they should not be able to get through any of our damage. Like, solar weapons isn't going to do shit. None of this should be doing anything. Right, against 29 protection with Temper Flesh and all of my shit up. But nevertheless, we're taking huge amounts of damage. And it's a Marcado. It's a Sylph. Phantasmal Light doesn't do shit. Okay, you got it. Well, okay, we'll watch it again. The thing, this is really important, and I didn't realize this was how it worked. Demonic Cleansing doubles damage people take. Now, I was thinking it would be like post-protection, but no, it's going to double incoming damage before protection. And that actually makes a huge difference, because if it's post-protection, if they don't do any damage, it doesn't double anything. But if it doubles it before, then it's like, oh, well, this guy who was doing like 18 piercing damage is now going to be doing 36 piercing damage. Now, 36 piercing damage is a shit ton more piercing damage than 18. 18 I don't give a shit about. The other one is going to pretty efficiently kill me. So anyway, that's what happens. He got deleted. So much for trying to thug against armies with Dione. So he got murdered, and I think we actually Cloud Trapezed him in. So this was a fight I thought I would win that we didn't. I don't know what he was coming in to do. Maybe magic duel. Or maybe just gym bait. I think we're trying to gym bait. Let's go check, because that's actually kind of important. I think this was just designed to come in and gym bait. Yeah, so it was a Doom gym bait. Okay. Good, now we get on to the real battles. So here, this actually is kind of nice. Lanka kills a bunch of Polypal mothers. And I think I actually sent my golem here too. So, what sucks about that is he kind of wasted his turn. And so this is doing pretty significant damage to the Dominion fighting capabilities of Relay. More Wraithlord battles. I'm kind of going to click through these because they're not of superb consequence here. I think this guy was just fluffing Father Ill-Earth. He died. Don't know what the attempt here was. Watch this one. Okay, he's just getting people out of this throne province, which I think is questionable, right? Because he needed to defend this throne. But I guess he felt he didn't have what he needed to take it, so better not to lose the army. But I think that throne is the game-winning throne for us. We still have a few we need to claim, so we're going to be very busy doing that. I don't see any terribly important battles coming up. Okay, here's one. So Calisa attacks me, and we have done several gym burning attacks, but this is a pretty big army for them. I think this might even be two of their armies merged. Because they've got tons of elemental royalty. And we have now done several gym baiting attacks, but nevertheless, and I'm not totally sure how, but they've managed to still get off demonic cleansing. So after 2 gym baits, they had enough items to, or enough gems to deal with it. Now that's gonna hurt. They have Storm up too, so our superior numbers aren't going to matter for as much. We did get some of the guys to fly before Storm though, and I think that's kind of how the interaction with turn 1 Storm and turn 1 Mass Flight go. Meanwhile, we kind of run forward. Problem though with demonic cleansing is we're kind of going to get wrecked by a lot of different things. We do also have Wailing Winds up, which is something that we haven't been doing very much, but we can do a lot of. And potentially I could couple that with Blood Rain if I had a vampire out here. Do I have a vampire? I really should. I'm far enough into Blood, there's no reason a big army like this should go unescorted. Yeah. Kind of lazy. We do have Will of Fates and I think other things up too. Like, if you look at my guys... yawn. We got a lot of protection, a lot of luck. We've got Skeletal Legion out. Darkness, I think, got overwritten by... Do we have Solar Brilliance? No. I guess Darkness just didn't go. It's okay. Darkness would be pretty good. It's not going to be good against a lot of their summons. But he has a lot of mage support, and I don't really have a lot. I was more doing the buffing strategy. I cast something else. That looked like Aerofend. Yeah. I'm not totally sure what these guys are doing. They seem to kind of be running around in place. A lot of them... I think we have a lot of guys retreating, mixed in with some guys running forward. So this looks to be a pretty colossal defeat. Got a Dione here that I believe has already switched forms. No, he's still alive. Sachio. We've caused a rout from a fair number of his dudes too, because we do still have Wailing Winds up. And then we have Gifts of Heaven coming down. We've got some green lions over here too. I don't think I noticed them, but they're pretty good. But Demonic Cleansing really is just making it where it's like he has armies of gold and I don't, because if he does double damage to everything, then that kind of negates Army of Gold. And meanwhile, my guys are pretty killy, but they're not quite killy enough where... Also, look, I don't have my strength buff. I really needed a vampire to do Rush of Strength. That's kind of part of it. Now, we kill some stuff, but not enough, right? Meanwhile, we lose a Dione, we lose our Golem. I freaking hate losing my Golems. And we lose some Onishugo. Our Daitengu get out, but we lost a lot of our troops. The guys, we killed a lot of Vine Ogres, which is nice. The Terracotta Soldiers, not so much. We've put a dent in their Fire Elementals, but a pretty big loss. Now, look, I know the battles, I mean, the war's going to be ending soon, like the game's going to be ending. So I'm kind of picking fights even if I'm not totally sure I have everything in time to win. Because, like, potentially, like, with just logistics, I might not be able to get everything I can to have the battles before the game ends. Okay, so that was this battle. We got a few more, and I've got reinforcements coming in. So the real losses were the mages. I've got plenty of troops. Okay, that's that. And then we have some events. I'm not going to go through all this. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. But anyway, there's a 240-person army on top of here, but I have iron walls up. They barely made any damage to this fort at all, right? So we are going to zap the shit out of it with flames from the sky. It's not going to kill too much, but it will kill some of the gurus, which there's only 4 left, and it will kill some of the yogis. And it will just, with RNG, it'll kill some other stuff too, because it's just enough guys. And what else are we casting? Or what else are we doing? We've got... we're going to take this big army and we're going to go ahead and move it down towards Bandarlog, or Calisa. Calisa, excuse me. Down here. And we're potentially going to take this fort or the next one. We've got... well, I don't really have it scripted properly, but we should be doing Storm. Where's my... I guess I don't have any Shura... Or... Oh, I don't need it, because I don't have a Matrix, but we have a Crystal Shield. So we can do Fog Warriors and stuff. But yeah, Army of Gold, Skeletal Legion, Life After Death. Meanwhile, we've got another big doom stack of guys coming through. And I've got this guy. Once he gets here, we do have to claim this throne, and we don't have anybody who's Holy 3 here to claim it. But if I get this guy through, like this guy, I can basically put a Shade Mail Hallberg and have him sneak in to claim this throne, and then we win. So that's kind of going to be the path to victory. We've got somebody else coming, I forget who it is, coming to claim this throne. So that is going to happen. I send a message out to everybody that you see, I think, in the next one. We'll go ahead and pull that up. But I really don't have any plans to fight this right away. We're instead going to just move this army south and try to take their cap. And then this army that comes in, we'll probably like have everybody come out and have like one big last battle before the game ends. So let's go ahead and pull that turn up. Turn 81, which was the turn we started looking at the beginning of this episode. And yeah, so there goes. We cast Flames from the Sky twice. We cast it once. This was on that big army we just talked about. So 15, almost all those were mages probably. Or not all, but probably a fair amount. And then here we cast it. I think there's just a little... I think this was a Saramadian army, but not much. I don't really have any juicy targets I just have the gems, so I'm spending them. We are continuing to do the Wolf Soul Stone thing, and we're unsuccessful here. The Raven converts a Wraith Lord, as the Raven tends to do. And we've got some Belly Maul horrors coming and attacking underwater, but unsuccessfully. Our Dione moves in. So we Cloud Trapeze the Dione in to attack Relay here. And that's because it's not super well mage supported. Like, he's got some slave mages, but we've got a big freaking Dione. And he's got a Flesh Eater. He's got very good MR. And he's got... we have the Job's Bowl on him, which is basically it's kind of like... It gives you disease, but it also blesses you. And it gives you a temporary Astral Gem. We're just using it for the auto bless, because we don't really care about the disease. But yeah, he's pretty thick. He's got unequaled obesity too. Soul Vortex, Flying Shield, Temper Flesh. Phoenix Pyre. Phoenix Pyre is pretty good against Soul Slay. And now we are really in the money because we've got people in our Soul Vortex. And he's got some astral stuff he's spamming, but it's not enough. We've got pretty high MR. Okay. And so we wipe those dudes out. I think these people are also here, so we fight them immediately after, because Atlantis had troops in the same province as his partner. And I think he causes a morale check on the Dione, but my Dione would have won. Just saying. My dad is stronger than your dad. Okay. Let's hop out of this. And I'm kind of just going to speed through these, because the only thing we're really concerned about is, can they break... Well, they're not going to take that one throne we did Iron Walls on, but can they take a different one? And I don't think they can, but we'll find out. Kind of cool battle. A Wraith Lord just murders a bunch of stuff. I don't think this should happen. A naked Wraith Lord should not be able to kill all this. But I guess this is just Soul Vortex working. Yeah, I think if you're worried about Wraith Lords, which obviously these guys should be, you probably want these guys on advance and cast spells, and then I'm not sure what they would... You know, as water you could like liquefy, or you could do... Frozen Heart's not going to work. So I'm not totally sure. Water Strike might work. But yeah, a bunch of chaff is not very good at killing Wraith Lords. It's kind of funny how Wraith Lords can be like very effective, or you can just like very quickly kill them. Okay. So Relay got wrecked by a vampire. We have a... This actually is going to be worth watching. They've got a fair amount of mage support in this army. But they probably would have had a lot more chaff, but I've been hitting everything they have with chaff in it with flames from the sky. And they might have more mages too, but... So they cast Doom, but then Lanka is just dropping, with all these flame spirits, tons of Pillars of Fire, which is not something you ever expect to see from Lanka. Like, Pillar of Fire spam. So that's actually funny. A Danava comes in, kills a bunch of stuff. And I think I had an Onishugo thugging. He did not make it. Iron Skin run in. This is what happens when a thug runs into a super combatant. I don't know why he cast was. I thought I scripted him to attack, but yeah, he got fatigued out and then chopped up. But little wagered, little lost. Our golem we have moved to attack. And no water elemental summoners here, so we should be okay. This one might be a little close in terms of, okay, we're scaring him off, but the battle could time out. Okay. That's gonna be kind of close. He's kind of slow. Okay, there we go. So kill those guys, and the water infrastructure is now getting very much weakened. Okay, that was this battle. I think we've now gotten rid of most all the temples and polypole mothers that were set up in the ocean. So our Dominion is going to be pushing there mighty quick. Calisa moves their big army. We'll look at that on the strategic map, though. Okay, and then there's that. Let's first take a look at the ocean, because we're just talking about that. So you can see, like, this province had Dominion 1, like 1 or 2 turns ago of our Dominion, and now it's all the way up to 7. Right? And this is up to, like 7. So our Dominion is flooding through. And he may not have all the polypole mothers and other things kind of set up in other portions. So it would take him some turns to kind of build up the Dominion, you know, resistance that he's kind of established here. And meanwhile, we've got huge armies running through. Lanka's got an army running through, I've got a real army running through, and we're just going to be taking all the Niflheim stuff, if time allows. King Kodos had a rough fight here. Did we not watch that? We might not have watched that. Okay, so we barely beat this Basalt King, but apparently he kind of put it to us. So now Dione are better super combatants, but oh, apparently I've routed. How have I route, or am I berserk? How am I routing? Oh, I'm fatigued out. But what might happen... Okay, as I'm running, he damages me. Oh, but I'm still fatigued out. Do I not have cold resistance? I wonder if the cold resistance is what's messing with me. Might be cold resistance. But I have Soul Vortex, too. Yeah, this isn't... I don't remember... I remember this battle, and this isn't how it went when I watched it the first time. So I think this is different RNG. I guess he got scared and ran away. But I guess that's consistent with the battle report. And I have a shit ton of affliction, so maybe that is what happened. I got fatigued out, and he stomped the shit out of me, but then it got scared and ran away. Only in Dominions. So anyway, we are successfully kind of taking all of this shit. And, yeah, this is looking pretty good. We got big armies coming through. Can't complain. Over in this part of the world, so they have given this to us, and there's really no army. I mean, they've got, okay, no army. They've got an army on top. So Calisa has an army, but this is not going to beat the Lankan army. So I think there's a Lankan army pinned up inside this fort, so it's probably going to come out and say hi, and we're probably going to see a big freaking battle. Because I think, what turn is this? 81? We're like 1 to 2 turns away from turn victory. I think we're just sending in a gym baiting attack here. Or no, they've moved off. So we had the big battle, and then they've moved off. And then we moved here, but there wasn't a battle here. Now, they have a fair amount of guys here, and I don't think there's much inside, but they potentially could have moved people inside. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and storm. We got mass flight. Hopefully we take it. So we've got mass flight, and then we've got Skeletal Legion, Life After Death, Army of Gold, Temper Flesh. Not everything, but we've got some of the things, and hopefully that will work. Let's go ahead and pull up turn 82. Because this is going to be the last episode. We cast Flames from the Sky, kill 16. And again, you know, these are not super juicy targets, but these are the only targets we have, and we have the fire gems. More raiding. Now, instead of going through all the events like we've been doing, I'm just going to come kind of click and we can watch. So, we attack with just some Oni. And this should trigger gem usage, yeah. And so they're going to be dropping everything again. And these guys are just going to get the shit murdered out of them. So, that army died. Whoops. And they stole my Shura, you bastards. But that's okay. We burnt a shit ton of gems, probably. And anyway, this turn, we've still got a ton of defense left on our fort. 750. And this turn, we have snuck in. We had a Shade Mail Hallmark on this guy, but we snuck in our Holy 3 into this fort, and we are now going to claim it. And with that, that will be the end of the game. So we sent a message out to everyone saying, good game, guys, because I don't think there's anything... They could potentially assassinate him, but it's kind of unlikely. We put this on him in a little bit of gear, like they could mind hunt him theoretically. So, yeah. I mean, there's a chance, like, they could mass mind hunt this province, which actually would be a good thing to do. I don't have any Holy or Astral in here, and they're an Astral nation. But we've given him a fair amount of MR. And then Lanka has somebody who will be inside of here with the Shade Mail Hallmark in like 1 to 2 turns if somehow this messes up. So with the game ending, we're just going to basically be doing some big attacks. That's kind of interesting. We'll look at this. The Lich comes in. It looks like it's going to Wailing Winds us, or Wind of Death us. Okay, we actually lose a fair amount of stuff. You could say I would say this was worth it. And then we fight inside the fort. And we kill a bunch of stuff. Maybe worth watching. Let's see. Yeah, having Storm up is pretty damn important for fighting Flying Oni. So that's how that went. Now we're gonna just have this army haul ass southwards for Bandar Log's capital and just see what happens. And we're gonna take everybody here and we're just gonna move them and attack this. I would not be doing this if the game weren't about to end, because I don't really think I have what it takes to put a huge dent in this army, but might as well end it on a big fight. I think Lanka's going to be doing the same thing. And we've sent messages out telling everybody we're about to win, so I don't think there's any reason for people to pull punches, so we should have some big final battles next turn. These armies have been rolling through. Let's see if they had any big fights. This isn't really worth showing. Is it? Not really. They just killed some undead chaff. My army can't seem to get any of the action because Lanka's getting the first battle. Wraithlord here. Where's my golem? Okay, here's my golem. He's been sneaking around. I'm not sure where he's going to go. We're probably going to be targeting, like, temples. Anyway. Okay, I think that is it for this turn. Let's go ahead and pull up the next turn. And this will be the final turn. So it will have a bunch of battles, but it's also, hopefully, if everything went right, at the bottom, we see victory. So this is the final turn. Good game, guys. And then a bunch of stuff. We cast flames from the sky. We kill 33 units. And Red Drum makes some more friends. We're not going to go click through all these again. I'm just going to click on the final battles. So Lanka has a big battle here. So we have Lanka squaring off in a rather epic battle against Calisa. We have Storm come out, so there's not going to be any mass flight business. Oh wait, I thought there was no mass flight business. Was there not natural storm? There is. I guess these guys took off ahead of time. The team colored squares isn't really helping because these guys are the same team color just about. It looks like Lanka's dropping Pillar of Fire. Lanka has a good bit more evocation in his armies than I did. I don't see demonic cleansing, which is really the key thing at this point in the game. So yeah, I don't see demonic cleansing, and I think that's kind of the real ticket here. Now it's possible they got sniped. Let's watch that again. Let's see if it went up and it got sniped out. Okay, they did have it. Somebody cast it, but they got sniped. So if you kill the person casting demonic cleansing, you have a much better shot if you're a big army of demons. Okay, and then they proceeded to kind of... So Lanka had a pretty compelling victory here. Hardly lost anything and killed almost everything. Me, on the other hand, I don't think it went as well. Basically fighting the same army. Demonic cleansing. I think I've got... Okay, yeah. Some of my guys are going to come in here and attack. Part of it is I don't have my blood mages here, and I don't know why I broke into blood if I'm not going to have a vampire here to do... Yeah, Rush of Strength or Bloodlust. It's really kind of dumb. I should have had a vampire here. I was really kind of lazy, I think. That would have made a big difference. He does have Fog Warriors, so that would kind of slow things down. But maybe it's worth watching in slow motion. We'll watch it. This is a pretty damn cool battle. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's do it. We'll do it in the fast forward mode, but not the super fast forward. There goes time stop. For me, it's probably like the 5th time I've seen it. So, okay, here come my guys in from above. We can see the Dai Tango here, smacking some shit. He's got all the important buffs he needs. He's got mass protection. Iron Army of Gold. Their guys spraying out flame eruption. Boom, look at that. Demons dying. Gifts of Heaven coming down. Give you a few seconds of it at normal speed. My demons running like little bitches. Just getting hit for enormous amounts of damage. This Dione looks... Joe Jack just in there fighting like a champ, but he does look pretty damn paralyzed or something. Go pick the speed back up one notch. Not looking good for us. Looks like we lost another 300-something demons. Now, we did not play this optimally, right? I think we need to do, like, for this, I think we really just need a fatigue play. I mean, a morale play, like Wind of Death and Blood Rain, which we can totally do. So yeah, that's not very good. And they did break through the fort this turn. They had enough people. But, yeah, I mean, there's other things we could have done. We could have done, like, Stygian Paths, probably, and taken in armies beneath the fort to hold up the walls. But, yeah, we're not really doing that. The game is over. So, yeah, that was it. We have, I mean, obviously, very deep reserves all over the map. Did we have a battle here that was any good? We had another battle here. Let's watch this. Just an enormous number of mages. One of the bigger communions I've seen. Time stop coming down. In come the demons. Okay, and we are getting the shit nuked out of us with cleansing waters and such. Yeah, so I don't think we have enough demons. And that said, it was probably kind of expensive for him in terms of mages. Not really, he only lost 6, holy shit. So yeah, we've kind of gotten our ass kicked. We were playing pretty sloppy here at the end. Did we split up? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. But, I mean, that's obviously would get hit by, I mean, 100-something yogis? Man, Flames from the Sky City, I just would love to hit that. But yeah, we would have to do like an evacuation and get these guys out. I mean, we were on top of Calisa. Oh, but I guess it's just a vampire that took it, huh? And then this guy probably retreated here off of that. And he sent... I don't know how he owned that. Anyway. So, yeah, I think that's the end. I don't know if there's any other... Are there any other battles down here that's worth watching? Not really. I think most of it's just a kind of continuation of the raiding. But yeah, I think that's it for this series. I kind of sped through the last few turns, and I probably could have drawn it out and made it more dramatic, but I think a lot of it was just the same thing repeating itself, so I didn't want to spend too much time on it. I think it would be interesting to see kind of what I would do to actually beat this Calisan army, because that is kind of something we left undone. I didn't really... And I remember when I was playing this, I did not think I was going to win this fight. Like, this did not come as a surprise to me at all. I just was like, well, let's just have one last big fight. Because I was definitely going to win. We were pretty sure we were going to win. And indeed we did. There was also a big, huge Lankan army that was going to come through and clean things up. But yeah, I think that's about it. It was a pretty fun game. I think the Disciples part was fun. I think the team combo Lanka and I had was fun. The map, I don't think I'll ever play on again. The choke point and the logistics just makes it really slow. And yeah. Normally, like, I would be pretty good at raiding. because you can have little demon parties that are raiding. I would have used Oni Shugo a lot more and raided with them with little demon parties. But you can't do that easily on this map because you have to funnel everything through choke points and the logistics take you forever to move things around. So you end up, especially with Yomi, like polluting your whole or tons of your territory with unrest, trying to get things through to where they're actually going to fight. Whereas normally you can kind of fan out and raid, I think, a lot better on another map. Which I think was unfortunate because a lot of the strategy with Yomi, I think, is like raiding and pillaging and causing unrest in front of your armies, or like juking, just generally getting lands filled up with chaos before you deal the final blow with your armies. So that's a little unfortunate. And I think the map didn't have super balanced start positions like poor Agartha. I think everybody else kind of got okay start positions. We obviously probably got the best because we spawned on a reasonably large planet with a single player that wasn't part of a team. So I think I asked him like 6 times before the game started, like, hey, like you can use this guy as your partner or this guy, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, no, I got it. So I think that's kind of what comes with being solo in a Disciples game. But that was obviously very fortunate for us. But I guess it could have been anybody. And then we were also fortunate in that the Abyssian Rus War went our way, I think, better than it should have gone. They definitely didn't utilize assassins or holy scourges as well as they should have. But there were still some really nice big battles where you kind of got to see everybody fight it out, and that was really good. Agartha and Hinnom, they put up a pretty damn good fight. And then my partner, Lanka, I think outplayed me a pretty good bit in this game. So, I'm definitely glad I didn't have to fight him. But, anyway, and then we also kind of, I think a lot of the game too, we won through economy and the globals. Like, we had a lot of the globals up. Lanka had Nexus up for a while. I don't think he even really needed it. Honestly, the other globals probably did more. I think we wasted a ton of gems. Nexus almost never, I don't know. A lot of times it doesn't pay for itself. But, yeah, it was a really fun game. I don't know if I will be playing Yomi again anytime in the near future. But it's a cool nation, and hopefully this has inspired some of you to pick Yomi and play them in games. Or Lanka. I think they're a pretty fun faction, and I think they're definitely viable. I think you can win games with them. And I think a lot of the innovation, which I will claim responsibility for, is figuring out that these Oni Shugo, basically the Oni pit idea, right? And that the Oni pit, like once you get really high unrest, these guys turn into legit free spawn generators. Like without unrest and turmoil, it's like very unimpressive, and with like just turmoil, it's pretty unimpressive. But with 400 or 500 unrest, they actually generate a lot of free spawn. And I think that's kind of cool. I think that's a cool way to play the nation. Obviously, you can run into issues. Some of the main issues I had were not buffing them up enough. Like, they don't have magic weapons or anything, so you definitely need to make sure you're buffing them some. I think breaking into blood's super important. Why I didn't give these guys boots of quickness, and have them fly their ass all the way over here, I have no freaking idea, because they can definitely haul ass. So, I could have had them here in like 2 or 3 turns. Why I didn't have 3 or 4 vampires, like 2 in each army, I have no idea, because Rush of Strength and Blood Rain would have gone so far in each of those battles. And then I probably should have been doing Wailing Winds every fight. I was probably pretty light on mage support. But I think in general with free spawn nations, especially ones like Yomi where you have like very limited gold, I think you want to rely a lot more on troop buffing than on like evocations and stuff. So I think that part of the play was right. I just didn't have enough. I think the main things I missed out on were Bloodlust, Wailing Winds, and Blood Rain. Otherwise, I think I dropped most of the important buffs. But I think Calisa played pretty well, and they definitely took a lot of really good fights against me at the end. So anyway, I think that's it. But they weren't anywhere close to defeating me. I mean, I had deep freaking pockets, and I would have figured something else out. I would have gotten less lazy as the challenge arose, or so I'll tell myself. But yeah, thanks to everyone who was in this game. Thanks to my partner, and thanks to you guys for watching. And hopefully we'll see you in the next series. I guess this is a bit of a teaser. I've got a Hinnom game that's going to be coming up, if you haven't seen it already. I've got an Atlantis game that's going to be coming up. And then I'm in an accidental Ascension game where I'm also playing Hinnom, but with like a random build. And that one I'm just going to be doing like random bits and pieces, like every 5th or 6th turn probably. So anyway, I hope you're stoked about those. And then I need to figure out what nation I'm going to play next. So put ideas for that in the comments below. See you guys.